We just watched 40 Acres. Should you? Stay tuned for the verdict.
You want us to trust anyone because you can't trust anyone else.
I'm Ryan Jacob.
I'm Brandon Kelly.
And we are at the cinema. You're about to get a straight out the theater, fresh off the dome, regular dude review. Zero spoilers, zero in. 40 Acres was pretty good, but I've seen this movie a few times this past year or so already, so that ruined it a little bit for me.
I thought it was a brilliant take on a post-apocalyptic future from different points of views.
You know, I was stuck in my seat. I was watching, I was eating the popcorn. But it's just too familiar for me to really I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I mean, I tried to find some good things. Like, I liked the character development and the deep dive into the emotions and the different scenarios.
40 Acres had some decent acting in it. The story was nothing new. They didn't put an original enough spin on it for me to really hit the wheel for me. But I still enjoyed the movie.
Overall, I like the deep dive into the character studies and the different scenarios that they were in post-apocalyptic life. I thought there was some really good acting in this movie with some really good emotional, heartfelt moments and stuff. I really enjoyed that.
They're dead. All of them.
So all things considered, before we dive deeper into it, what do you rate this movie?
It had some good things and it had some not so good things. I'm gonna give it a medium. No extras, no extra butter or anything. Just a medium. It was just okay.
Just a plain medium popcorn. Yeah, I really hate to do this. I may give it a small. And I really wanted to like this movie. It was the Mr. movie and it was the one that I wanted to see. But it just reminded me too much of other movies. A couple other movies that I've seen recently.
Just
way too much, way too close.
Just didn't live up to it for you?
Just wasn't original enough.
You could have left.
Brandon, what was this movie about?
All right, so in a post-apocalyptic world, family must protect their... Family must protect their farm from cannibals and other people who are trying to take their livestock and stuff.
People forget what animals were like.
Now we're about to dive into the shallow waters of vagueness. We'll break down story, performance, theatrics. With zero spoilers, zero in. How was the story? Was it logical?
I mean, yeah, I thought it was very logical and everything.
Easy to follow?
Yeah, it's easy to follow. It's just not very original. I mean, tons of other movies like it.
Yeah, but any plot holes?
No, I didn't think there was any plot holes.
Same
not necessarily.
Here. It drug a little bit for me. It started with some action. It's kind of slowed down. But then, there's the payoff there at the end. And I'm not quite sure if it was enough of a payoff that I really wanted. But it was still good. A lot of character development, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. The ending was good, not great. But, yeah, the story was all right. No plot holes or anything.
Yeah, I didn't really see any plot holes. The dialogue okay to you?
Yeah, dialogue seemed pretty believable. I mean, nothing that was just silly, no silly one-liners or anything like that.
Yeah, it wasn't the best dialogue in my opinion. It wasn't the worst either, but some of the teenagers' dialogue, especially when the boy first meets a girl, some of their dialogue was very awkward to me, and I'm just like, they're not going to talk like this. Who wrote this mess? There was something else. Oh, the story to me basically was okay, post-apocalyptic, whatever. The mom trying to protect her family. There was Boy Meets World, but the world's in shambles, and the mom's trying to just protect her son and everything from the world, and that's even keeping him from living his life, And,
yeah, a little bit of love, a little bit of loss, family values. I mean,
trust and mistrust and reflection, trying to atone for your mistakes and how you've been treating the people around you because of your past traumas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a deep dive.
Yeah, but it was just kind of wasn't deep and original enough. I've seen that story a few times this past year.
Yeah.
Brandon, I'm going to ask you a few questions about the acting in 40 Acres. What do you think about the acting in 40 Acres?
Overall, I thought it was pretty good acting. Danielle Deadweiler as the mom, she really stood out to me. I just thought her character was just a badass, really. I mean, she was cool.
I think Michael Grey Eyes stood out to me.
The dad?
Yeah, I think he had good chemistry with his daughters. You know, little dad jokes with him, and you know, like
Okay. That's something I didn't really think about. I like the chemistry between the son and the girl that he meets. I thought that they had a little cute little relationship or whatever.
yeah. But like I stated in dialogue, I think their dialogue was a little bit off at the beginning, and I don't know. That kind of just ruined that for me. I think the son kind of reminded me of a video game character, like the person that you play.
Yeah.
Like if this movie was this whole, I guess I'll talk about this in the theatrics because it's more about the theatrics than the acting. But the acting to me, he just kind of reminded me of a video game character. Maybe something that everybody did after I think about it. But was anybody miscast to you or anything?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say miscast. I mean, there was some questionable, I guess you'd say, acting, but overall, most of the acting was pretty good.
All right, Brandon, let's talk a little bit about the theatrics. You know, the sight, the feel, the smell, the sound.
I mean, nothing really blew me away. It did give me a very like isolated feeling being out there on the farm and stuff. The shots were very minimal of where they actually were. It was like the farm or either inside the house or like inside the barn or something. So it was very isolated.
Yeah, when they showed some other spots, it kind of questioned me about how far away are these people? Why is it so different from this world to the next world? A lot of the shots to me were dark and muddy. Sometimes it seemed like it was hard to see what was going on. It kind of reminded me of an old action movie in that sense a little bit.
Yeah, they had a lot of scenes, like you said, it was just dark and camera was kind of jumping around a little bit. Couldn't tell really what was happening, but you knew what was happening. It was all right.
Yeah, like they were trying to hide a little bit of the stuff with the darkness.
Yeah.
So how was the sound to you? Did it bring you?
Yeah, I thought the sound mixing was pretty good. I created some tense moments at times, and yeah, the soundtrack. I mean, they didn't have very much music in there, but there was like some good music in there and stuff.
Yeah. This is kind of cheesy, generic music a little bit. You could tell it was a lower budget score.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
Yeah, there was actually I heard a guy in the theater say that it was like just a slightly better like sci-fi movie. And that kind of makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, it's, you know, almost Walking Dead vibes, but no zombies. But it almost seemed like zombies because of the antagonists.
We found your goddamn animals.
Overall, you know, like, the movie was okay. Just reminded me a lot of a few other movies.
Yeah, I think the thing that I'll take away from it is just like the message of family values and bonding, you know, through the toughest of times.
Yeah, and not to let your past affect your future. But this movie really reminded me a lot of movies like Never Let Go, Woman in the Yard. So if you want woman scorn, trying to protect her family, maybe a little bit or way overprotective type of story, and you know, just the whole resolutions that comes with trying to put that behind you.
Yeah, I would say you kind of touched on it a moment ago. I would say if you like Walking Dead, it's a very similar kind of feel like The Walking Dead to me. That's what I thought of when I was watching it.
Yep, Walking Dead without zombies.
Now pick up.
For more movie news, bonus features, and reviews, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time at the cinema.
Shoot first, don't ask questions.